So pretty much ever since Gina Carano has been fired from Star Wars and Lucasfilm and The Mandalorian, she has done nothing but get wins and embarrass Star Wars and Lucasfilm and Disney. She has done nothing but prove them wrong over and over again, and also prove herself extremely right, and that is no different than today. We have some pretty good news for Gina Carano, but also some pretty bad news, and we'll start off with the bad news so that we can get into the good news and finish it out on the good news. Here's the bad news from Bounding Into Comics. It says Twitter slaps misleading label on anecdote about COVID-19 vaccine. Related side effects shared by Gina Carano. A recent CV-19 related anecdote shared to Twitter by former Mandalorian star Gina Carano was immediately slapped with a misinformation label. Shocker, I know. In the process, making it difficult for users to like, share, or comment on the tweet. When is enough going to be enough? The vax is obviously not for everyone, wrote Carano to her near 1 million followers on Twitter, encouraging them to check the VAERS report. She added, I know someone who passed away from the vax as well. Healthy 56-year-old woman, the vax took her out in 3 days. These Biden mandates are murdering these people. So I'm not going to go too into detail on this one for obvious reasons, because this is kind of a, pop culture channel. It's not really a political channel. And it's sad that this situation is now a political situation when it doesn't have to be. It's not supposed to be a political situation, but everything is politicized nowadays by not only the government, but also everyone else in the world. They just want to politicize everything. They want to say, if you don't believe everything I believe, you are completely wrong and on the opposite side politically. And sadly enough, this is also made political. But here is what Gina Carano tweeted out. It's kind of just a story. I didn't mean to click on that, but it's kind of just a story about, her experience with the vax. And I don't want to say it too many times because you already know we're on YouTube and you know how they deal with those kind of things. They slap the same label on my video if I say it too many times. So she just told a little story about someone that she knew who passed away from getting that shot, that jab, and she got slapped with a misleading label, which is kind of understandable if the Twitter AI is doing this and they're just seeing stuff about the vax and they just slap it on there and then go back and review it later if it's combated or whatever. If Gina Carano wants to challenge the label for whatever reason, I don't even know if she cares enough to do that. But if she wants to challenge it, maybe a person can go in and remove the label, but they probably won't because it's Gina Carano. You know how it is. But Gina Carano isn't trying to say anything as a fact. She's not saying that if you 100% get that jab, you're going to die. She simply just told a story and kind of warning everyone that this could possibly happen. But because everyone just gets slapped with a misleading label or they get canceled if they say stuff like this, no one really knows that this is a possibility. And whenever Gina Carano is just trying to tell everyone, hey, this could be a possibility, a healthy 56-year-old woman died from it, then she gets slapped with a misleading label, and everyone else who tries to say the same thing, just say, hey, you might want to think about this a little bit before you go in blindly and do this thing that they're all telling you to do blindly. Just take a look, just think a little bit in your head, use your own brain every once in a while. And she gets slapped with a misleading label, says that she's spreading misinformation and all that stuff. This is typical for Gina Carano. This is typical social media behavior when it comes to Gina Carano tweets. They all just try to take her down. They try to ruin her freedom of speech, of course, just like Disney did. But in the Disney situation, it is kind of reasonable because it's their company. If they don't like what she's saying, they don't have to have her on in their company. They're not obligated to employ her if they don't like her political views. It's sad that that's how it is. It's sad that they would fire someone because of their political views. But also, it's well within their right. But I don't think it should be okay for Twitter to label something as misleading or misinformation or whatever it is, simply because they don't like the narrative that true information, that anecdotal information portrays. That shouldn't be okay. But, once again, it's Twitter's platform. They can label whatever they want to label, anything they want to label. But let's get into the good news, because like I said, I don't want to stay on that topic for too long. Here's the good news from Pirates and Princesses. Members of KISS show support for Gina Carano. When Gina Carano was canceled from The Mandalorian, people on both sides expressed their opinions. Some say they were right, others say they weren't. But out of nowhere, some unexpected voices have expressed their displeasure of her being let go from the show. I'm not gonna lie, man. I like Pirates and Princesses, but there are so many spelling errors in these articles. It's a little bit embarrassing. Maybe they should proofread these before they post them, but it is what it is. I really like the website. I really like the articles, but a lot of spelling errors. Star Wars themed YouTube channel The Bombad Cast went to a VIP Q&A in Austin, Texas on September 29th. The Q&A session was with the popular 1970s rock band KISS. Bombad Cast member Scotty J. Rowe asked a question that seemed kind of random but definitely had an interesting answer. Scotty said he knew guitarist Gene Simmons really liked The Mandalorian. He asked Gene his opinions on season 2, and Gene gave an interesting response. They should have kept that chick Gina Carano, even though she had different political points of views. It's not about politics, it's whether you're a good actress. Now look, I think we can all know, even though we all probably, I know a few of you probably out there, you can leave now. If you don't like Gina Carano, get out of here. But all of us pretty much love Gina Carano, right? I think we can all also agree that she's not the best actress in the world, but she definitely knows her role and she plays her role very, very well to the best of her ability. And she was perfect for the Cara Dune role. Jon Favreau knew it, Dave Filoni knew it, Gina Carano knew it, and she played that role perfectly. I don't think she's the best actress in the world. I don't think she's a great actress, but she was very, very perfect for that role. And the fact that they fired her because of her political views and not because of how good she was in that role, it sucks. You know, it shouldn't be that way. But like I said earlier, it's well within Disney's right to do so. If they don't like her political views, they can fire her. And also because she was expressing them on social media and they gave her multiple warnings before they fired her, it's well within their right. It sucks and it shouldn't be allowed to happen, but it is allowed to happen. You know what, it is what it is. We have to abide by the rules that the country has, and you know, that's well within their right to do so. After being asked about how Star Wars and Kiss both became popular around the same time, lead singer Paul Stanley chimed in and said, "This whole cancel culture is dangerous. The idea that people can't speak their mind, that's what freedom is all about. To lose your job," that's another little spelling error, man. I don't know why, they really piss me off though. To lose your job because of something you said, even if I find it offensive, you gotta look at that. Plus she'd kick my ass, referring to Gina Carano. It is very dangerous, and I think we're all starting to realize this. Even people who were previously involved in cancel culture, even people who are on that side of the political spectrum, some of them are starting to wake up and be like, hey, we can't really just cancel anyone who we don't agree with, because then we're not going to get, for one, we're not going to get a lot of stuff done. We're not going to be able to say uncomfortable things that need to be said. You know, that's how we improve and evolve as a nation, as a group of people. And also, you know, it's just less fun whenever we have cancel culture running rampant, whenever comedians can't say certain jokes because they'll be canceled if they do so. It just takes the entertainment out of a lot of things, and it just makes life less fun whenever you have to watch every single word that you say, because you could lose your entire livelihood if you say the wrong opinion. It sucks. It's not a fun world to live in when that's the case. So even people who were previously on the cancel culture side are turning against cancel culture, but we also need the people who are always against cancel culture to keep your foot on the gas pedal. Do not ever let up. Fight against cancel culture as much as you possibly can, and make fun of the people who are trying to cancel people. Always make fun of those people. Make them feel stupid. It does seem a bit random. Usually when I think of Star Wars and Kiss in the same sentence, I think of Hallex, but it's interesting to see that Gina has support from almost anywhere. She truly does. You know, there's a lot of, even I did a video a while back on a director and an actor in a podcast. I forgot the guy's name again, but I posted a video on that a while back where it's an upcoming director and an upcoming actor talking, and they're trying to make it in Hollywood, and they were defending Gina Carano. That's when you know that this situation is bigger than we ever thought it would be, because these people who normally, you know, normally upcoming actors and upcoming directors would just say whatever they have to say to get hired, to get directing jobs, to get acting jobs. But these guys were talking about how it was so wrong that Gina Carano got fired from Disney. That's what we need. We need more people on the other side to stand up and realize that, hey, I might not agree with everyone on that other side politically, but this is wrong. You know, this Gina Carano firing is wrong. This stuff that is happening with cancel culture in general, not just Gina Carano, with everyone who's canceled for stuff that they shouldn't be canceled for. You know, obviously there should be consequences for horrible actions, but saying stuff on Twitter that people don't agree with is not a very horrible action. You know, people should not be canceled. People shouldn't lose their livelihood that they've worked their entire life to achieve because of some wrong opinion that they said on Twitter, or an opinion that someone perceived to be as wrong because they don't share the same opinion. That's really stupid. That's not how life should work. It's a lot less fun when life does work that way. But let me know what you guys think in the comments about this whole situation. What do you think about Kiss defending Gina Carano? And also, what do you think about Twitter slapping the misleading label on Gina Carano's anecdote about the CV-19 vax? Let me know what you think in the comments. If you did enjoy this video though, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. If you want to follow me on Twitter, the link's to that in the description as well. Thank you for watching the video. Hope to see you next one.